Okay, so in one hand you have new phone, new specs, new warranty, new everything, never been used before, it's your own new phone. And let's say it costs 300 euros. On the other hand, you have old phone, used phone, old specs on it, and it costs 150 euros. So what do you choose? Which phone do you buy? The newer, more expensive phone should be better, right? Well, I'm not so sure. Let's look into it. So this will be done in three categories. First one will be design and hardware. The second one will be performances and software. And the third and last one will be camera, of course. And let's start with the design and hardware. So these are two totally different phones, hardware and design wise. They have very few, if any, similarities. Let's say Mate 20 Pro is somewhat smaller phone with a notch, with a curved screen, and it's below 200 grams in weight. And then you have Note 11 Pro 5G, I'll just call it Note 11. It's a huge phone with a flat screen, flat design, it's above 200 grams, and it has a screen cut out for camera. So totally different design. And on the front of it you have also two totally different approaches to screen. One has full HD screen, Note 11 has full HD screen, but it has 120 Hertz refresh rate. It has around 700 nits normal brightness. On the other hand, you have Mate 20 Pro that has a smaller but 2K screen, so it has more pixels per inch and a lot more pixels per inch, but it's only 60 Hertz and it is around 650 nits of brightness. So basically it's what you prefer. I sometimes when I read books I like to have my screen to be sharper than brighter, especially at night, but during the day you like to have a bright screen, and when you're playing games you like to have a high refresh rate. So I will give design point to Mate because it's more beautiful phone. It doesn't have a bump for camera, it has nice curves and everything, but I will give screen to the Note. Even though I prefer higher pixel density than refresh rate, I still have to say that Note has advantage with 130 Hz. So that is divided this section. It's personal preference for me to choose Mate 20 Pro design and screen, but most of the people, and statistically looking, will choose Note 11. So performances and software. Let's start with the software. You have MIUI 13 based on the Android 11 on Note, and you have MUI 12 based on Android 10 on Mate. And to tell you the truth, I would choose MUI any day over MIUI. MIUI is just too buggy for me. Yeah, it has a lot of options, but they are only half-baked. They are not polished enough, and it's kind of restraining very much. Let's say always on display lasts only for 10 seconds. For God's sake, it's called only always on display. You cannot give it to me for only 10 seconds. And for performances, it would make me so happy that I could say that Note 11 crashes the Mate 20 Pro with newer CPU and stuff like that, but sadly it's not it's not even a fair fight, because Mate trashes Note 11 with performances. It has better CPU, it has better GPU, and is well more optimized. I ran Geekbench and Antutu even few times to see results after the throttle, and no comparison. That Mate is still a beast, and probably if you compare it to, I don't know, Poco F3, it would lose, but comparing to Note 11 Pro, it just smashes it. So yeah, software and performances, I can't even give 1 point there to Note. Mate takes the whole crown. Okay, let's go to the camera. Surely in 3 or 4 years, mid-rangers could have surpassed flagships from 2018, but unfortunately they did not. Even though the Note has much bigger sensor and much more megapixels, many more megapixels, it is still far inferior to Leica's solution on Huawei that is still superb in any and every condition, including daylight photos, nighttime photos, videos, and some special features. So I will show you some photo samples now and some video samples, and then we shall conclude this video. Okay, don't get me wrong, Xiaomi knows how to make good software on camera, how to optimize their software to work great with their image sensor, but they just don't want to do it. Okay, I will have 10 photos for you, 11, and I will show you comparison. So where there's M, that's Mate, where there's N, that's Note. Just a second. Okay, image number 1. So Mate on the left, Note on the right. Pretty much similar. You get few more details here because of more megapixels, but you can see here how aggressive Xiaomi is in reducing noise. It just destroys all details and it kind of looks bland. So yeah, Made for the win. Let's go to the sample number 2. Okay, you can just see how on Note you have this unnatural looks here. Look at this. Look at the floor on the earth. Dirt and everything is just, I don't know, it kind of looks pixelated, bad on Note. And this is ultra wide. Okay, so ultra wide is major trash on this phone, on Note 11. So no, don't use it at all. I mean, it's probably okay for some social media to post it like this, but for anybody who likes to see some details, I wouldn't recommend it. However, I do like how it controls highlights somewhat better and shadows than the Mate does. But again, you can correct colors in after processing, and you cannot correct the details. Okay, sample on number 4. Well, here you have basically the same thing. So you can see, let's say here on the background, how much more details did Mate preserve. They're almost completely lost on Note, and here you can see them all. You can also see here on leaves how much better color reproduction is on Mate, how less information is lost in shadows. Okay, this is just to show you how without proper zoom camera you get shitty details on digital zoom phones, even with 100 megapixel sensors. But you can't even compare this. Look how bad this looks. Same thing with my mother's dog. Okay, look at the details here and look at this messy blend shit here with digital zoom. Okay, this is the same photo just with 1x camera. Yeah, same thing, 1x camera, much better on. I like somewhat more light control here on this one, but look how details are lost. It's very bad. Okay, I believe this is a standard mode in low light. My R2D2 on cotton board. Yeah, same thing. Much more details kept in shadow, much less noise, brighter image overall. This is night mode. let me see, night mode comparison. Yeah, same thing, just Mate squashes it. Yeah, I think I'll do some comparison Mate versus Poco F3. That should be interesting. And this is night mode on very dark conditions. And both photos are shit, but Mate is less shit. You have no details preserved here on Note, and no details given here in Sky, and Mate somewhat did keep it all. And Mate has, look at this, almost 1/4 less for the less data, but still better image. Yeah, that's what you get with good algorithms and company that does not put out 1,000 phones a year. You get some very optimized camera hardware, and yeah, okay. That's it for this comparison. To conclude, can a 2022 mid-ranger beat 2018 flagship? Probably yes, but not this mid-ranger and not this flagship. I will make the same video for Poco F3 and Mate 20 Pro. That should be somewhat more interesting. Poco has a great video recording, especially when you pair it with Gcam. I think I can do that, and it has great CPU and great display, so that should be a bit more interesting than this one. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, you may like it and subscribe, and also you can leave a comment and suggestions for which video you would like to see. I have access to the most interesting phones over the last few years that I bought, like everything from Xiaomi, Huawei, even some Samsungs and Google Pixels, and I can also get some of the new phones. So yeah, bye bye.